Hey everybody, how you doing? Tom Barnes here, stories from the 78. And just like many others, I had to work in the family business growing up. And it could be daunting at times, arduous, kind of a flat out pain in the ass. But you get to learn a lot about your family, about yourself, and you really understand well, at least in my family, work ethic. But I can't imagine doing so in a band. I DJ'd with my best friend's dad, and that was the closest thing to me ever playing in a band when I was growing up. I mean, when I say DJ, we're talking about block parties and graduation parties, playing like the hokey pokey into Celebration by Kool and the Gang. So this is a little different and a little bit different of a story. But Libertyville's very own Ike Reilly, adopted by Chicago's very own, I should say. Ike Reilly has been making music and playing music all over the place for years, and he is well respected, well regarded, and he has got a new album out that he has his son that wrote 6 songs each, him and his son Shane Reilly. So the album is called Blind and Surrounded. Ike Reilly featuring Shane Reilly. I welcome them now to the 78 Talk All About It. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Good.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. So you guys are on tour right now, and this is like a break in the day, at least for touring. Is that right? I know I kind of nailed you guys down here in the middle of getting out and on the road.
We're not really on tour right now. We're just doing one-offs until June, and then we're on tour.
So we're talking about the new album, Father and Son, and others, but like this is officially the first Father and Son album you guys are doing together.
It's the first time Shane's contributed songs to one of my albums. He wrote half the songs. I wrote the other half, and he can tell you he's been touring with us for about 4.5 years now. And his brothers tour with us too when they can. He joined my longtime band, The Assassination.
Right, and the new album, Blind and Surrounded. And Shane, you wrote on the album here. What's that like doing, this whole thing with your dad up, sharing the front, if you will, of this whole thing? Is it intimidating because he's dad? Is it intimidating because it's a band that's been around for a while, or how's it been?
No, it's been great. I feel lucky because not everyone has a good relationship with their dad, and we're kind of like best friends, coworkers.
Whoa.
Best friends, coworkers, and family members all at once. But no, I love it. It's been great. Not really intimidating.
Shane's not intimidated.
No.
And his songs, he was welcomed wholeheartedly by all the guys that have known him his whole life.
Right.
Particularly because he's got the goods, I mean, I'm not jamming some, Eric Trump down their throats,
Let's hope not.
We got a qualified songwriter.
So Shane, is it something that came easily, the songwriting aspect, and then sharing it with your dad because you've been doing it for so long, but this is now where you're doing it, where other people, including your father and other members of the band and anybody that listens to the record are going to hear?
Yeah, I mean, I think songwriting's hard in general.
Yeah.
It's not something like the songs, don't fall from the sky.
No.
You have to sit there and you have to concentrate on them. But I saw him doing it my whole childhood, and there was a guitar in every room. And then the pandemic was the reason why we were all together. I moved back from the city to the suburbs into his studio, and everyone was there, and we had a lot of time on our hands. And that really, I think maybe without that, I don't know if this album would be here, but that was a silver lining.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I mean, there was never any intimidation about him presenting songs. He was presenting songs to me when he was not even a guitar player, when he was making them with beats and shit in high school. And, he was around people that make up songs, and so it's not intimidating. I'm not speaking for Shane, but I just know that it was always an open two-way street. He's got this, let's listen to it. I mean, and like I said, everyone that I work with was like, "The shit's cool." So,
And so how is
We
the
were,
dynamic now? Ike, you're still up in Libertyville, and Shane, are you back down in the city? I saw a fantastic piece that Mike Lowe did about a year or so ago over at WGN about Ike. You were like literally waiting for your son to come up to Libertyville off like the Metro train. And right before we like clicked on, I think, Shane, are you near a Metro track? Did I hear the Metro bell ringing in the background?
It's yeah, there's a train. You're gonna hear some trains throughout this interview.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm in the West Loop right now, a few 100 feet away from the train tracks, and we grew up with train tracks behind our house, and I live right next to the train tracks. So
my first studio was right next to the Clybourne station on Armitage and Elston. So this fucking thing keeps binging, and I don't know how to get it.
It's all right. It's a bing. It's fine. It's part of our life.
We've had a lot of trains recorded on songs, whether we wanted them or not. So,
yeah.
But Shane's in Wicker Park, and I'm up here. So,
and we see each other all the time. It's easy.
Shane, do you remember the first time you presented a song to your dad or anybody else for that matter, where you were really like, all right, I think this is good enough to like show somebody?
Well, the first time we ever worked together was on a Portillo's. This is very Chicago, Portillo's radio commercial when I was probably 10, and that was the first time he produced a commercial, and I was singing in a Battle of the Bands fictional contest. And then the first song that I wrote, I mean, I was doing it when I was like really little, and not obviously like when I was 10, none of that stuff was good. But I think during the pandemic,
you wrote some good shit in high school.
Oh, that's true. It's true. Yeah,
and that stuff. Yeah, he has a whole. You brought up a sore subject because my hard drive was destroyed by a kid who was in high school who's right there. And I lost my I lost my masterpiece, I'm sure. I don't remember what was on there, but he had a bunch of songs that are still good. All She Wrote, all that shit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so he was
probably high school.
He was very lyrical always, but I didn't really, he was doing his own thing, and I was in a band. I would listen to it. We did work on those songs though with my band, but this was just to get back this father-son thing. I don't even think of him as my son when we're doing this at all.
No,
and I think of it as, just a guy I've known a long time that writes songs and they're different than my songs too. And I find it's a little bit liberating for me not to just be a sideman sometimes, I've never, ever done that. So I come up with some really rudimentary guitar parts, and I have a naturally higher voice than him. So the high harmonies are, this shit's kind of conducive to that. And he writes these songs that seem like they've existed for a long time. And I'm not embarrassed to sing them like I would be like living on a prayer, which I always use as I don't know.
That's a high octave to get up there on that one.
No, I just hate that song.
No, I know. Yeah. I think most people.
I could sing it that high, but no, so it's everything that I do for those songs is, I'm not really pushing myself. It's right in my wheelhouse of simplicity.
You mentioned in an interview, going back to that one with Mike Lowe, just because that was such a fantastic interview. I thought it was interesting, though. He asked you, when do you know you have a hit song or a good song? And your answer was, you really don't. So is that still ring true today? Have you mastered it a little bit more? Or is it just, you just get lucky when you get lucky?
I've never had a hit song. I think I've had songs that could be hits, but, I don't know anything about the zeitgeist of popularity. I just, my songs are hits if my band likes them, and, my friends are like, wow, that's fucking great. And our fans, but, yeah, I've never had a hit, I've had songs that are more popular than others. Sure. I've had songs in movies and stuff, but, a hit's a combination of a lot of things, luck and money.
Money, the dark side of the music business?
Not dark, but, there's a lot of money that has to be spent to, I'm not, and maybe I've never written a real hit, or this genre of music isn't, but yeah. So I don't know I know when a good song is finished, but I don't know that it'll be a commercial hit.
So what is the signature on the dotted line there when you know a good song is finished? It's just that you did it, it's over with, or it sounds good, or is there a little magic that you kind of get when you put all this together? You're like, no, that doesn't suck. That's really damn good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the only thing that's magic is it's not magic, but sometimes melodies and words come together at the same time, and you don't really know why. And it's I don't consider it. I've heard guys say, it's supernatural or something. I think it's just an incredible coincidence that's also propelled by discipline and repetitiveness. Like if you keep playing chords and singing, melodies and words are going to fuse together, and when they do, sometimes it's funny how some words are so much more appealing with the same melody than other words. You don't know why that is. I think there's an example of like a Beatles song where I forget which one of them they were singing "Scrambled Eggs" before it became I don't know what, like a major hit. But it's just it's not magic, but it is always surprising and fulfilling when you sing something and sometimes that melody in one line will spawn the entire song. And so Shane, I'm taking up all the time, but
no, it's all good.
No, I think you nailed it, but you have to do it constantly. And I know we both do. And then, I mean, we've definitely written more songs that haven't been released than released. And I think you get to the good ones just by doing it every day.
Well, going back to just changing the word of a melody or vice versa, you were talking about earlier, is that also maddening too, to know that just that one little thing can make that big of a difference? Or is that what keeps you wanting to do more and more and more?
I never have found this maddening. there are puzzles.
Okay.
I have songs that sometimes if a song's written, and I had a couple of them that were written where I didn't finish the lyrics, but you have like a concept of a song, and there may be some pattern, a syllabic pattern or a rhyming scheme that you have to now you're forced into. That's more of a problem to solve because you're trying to adhere to a narrative and also fit the parameters of what already exists. That's why writing new songs is a little bit more freeing because you're not stuck. I'm talking about when there's like a musical track that's been recorded that you had some idea what. Sometimes I can't, I won't have the lyrics finished, but I have the song finished, and then I gotta, pigeonhole.
There's constraints, right?
Yeah, there are constraints. Yeah. So, but it's challenging, and I do it all the time. I did it on this album. I had a couple songs there's a song called Dancehall Beats that was older that I had to tweak, and I'm working on a song right now called Broken Home that same thing. I had very evolved concept, but then I kind of painted myself into a corner where I had to now, finish it and serve the masters of the narrative and the rhyming scheme. If not everything rhymes, but sometimes if you start it, you got to kind of stick with it.
Yeah, I mean that's a labor of love almost, right? Like not to use such a cheesy term, but like it is when you're working through it. Do you both have the same type of writing style when you're approaching writing music, or do you guys are very different?
I don't really know.
Shane?
It's good.
Yeah, it's something we haven't really talked about, but I mean, I would assume it's like I'm usually fiddling around with a guitar, a melody comes in, and then maybe I have something going on that I want to write about, and it all works together that way. But I mean, I never write lyrics down and then try to put the music to it or try to play a guitar part. So I think that's the way most like singer-songwriters who play guitar probably write. Like I don't do anything that's crazy, but I'm definitely walking around like a songwriter when I'm in Chicago or anywhere I go, seeing things and taking it all in, trying to be as inspired as I can by everything I'm seeing and who I'm talking to. And I know my dad's, he's got that same mentality.
Like father, like son?
Yeah, I think I might have, I do have things that I want to write about, and I sometimes, go after that, like whether it's, a political position or that's something that will show, that is sneakily, or covertly, I'm trying to be covertly persuasive with, like social justice without being too heavy handed. I've written a lot of songs, that, that are, the catalyst was that, anger, pissed off about something or something that's funny, but, so I have, I've started songs. I've been doing it a lot longer than him, but I've started songs every single way, like on his piano or, with a, so I would never try to be stuck doing it the same way.
Yeah, I imagine that would get old and then the creativity would kind of lag, if you're doing it the same way. You got to change things up a little bit. But Ike, I know you mentioned that you're thinking about your son in the band. You don't really think of him as your son, more of a guy in the band. But Shane, playing in a band with your dad, is it your dad or is it the guy you're playing in a band with? How do you look at it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard him say, sometimes he's playing a show and he looks over and he sees all three kids, and it's like, it stands out that way. But no, I mean, when I'm pretty focused when I'm up there, but obviously it's subconsciously it's there. Like, yeah, this is Ike Reilly.
He's
And
like, how did I get fucked by this guy?
No,
What did
not.
this guy do to me?
Yeah,
we have a lot of fun. I mean, there's, irritability with people if you travel with them, but I mean, generally, even with our band, the whole group is a blast to be around. So,
and it just,
yeah, right. Like, I was gonna say it's hard to keep a band together. Like a lot of the best bands couldn't even stay together, and you've been doing this a long time, and yeah, we all get along. There's obviously the normal amount of fights between brothers, but
I can imagine. I'm right now trying to organize a trip to Wisconsin at a lake cabin with my family, and that's a big pain in the ass because everybody's, somebody's vegan, somebody's, gluten free. You're like, for fuck's sake, man, does anybody eat cheeseburgers and steaks anymore? But I digress. But
I will say that the Reilly portion of the band is the easiest to please. They can sleep in the gutters. They can go without food. They don't need showers.
We're minimal sleep.
Yeah. We're his brother Kevin can pretty much, he could sleep in an oil pan if he had to. He's he's very resilient that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we realize there's a lot worse things that could happen to you than being uncomfortable while you're out playing rock and roll shows,
Yeah, and that alone, just playing in a rock and roll band with members of your family and then your adopted family, that is the band. I mean, that's got to just, there's a lot worse things, like you said, that you can be doing with your life than that. And you get to do it the way you want to do it and the songs that you guys create. I mean, are you like, is it do you have any like routines or rituals and stuff like that when you play these shows? Or you just show up, do your thing, play your ass off, and then go home?
Well, we take the shows really seriously. We want people to come. We're not like some band you casually go and see and you're like, oh, those guys, we try to make it a communal experience and an emotional, with a lot of width and breadth to it, like the band is really ferocious 5-piece. Then the boys come out. It's just, cacophony of sound and, 4 guys with a genetic connection that are singing.
That's
incredible musicians. Then we strip it down into some really stark acoustic stuff. Then we build it back up again, and we cover everything from, the festive, drinking songs to songs that are really, about loss and death and life and love. And those shows, people, we're successful at hitting all those emotional points in, I guess we play 9. What are we playing? No, we're playing 100 minutes, I think, 115 minutes sometimes with the full band. And so, yeah, there are, certain rituals. Phil and Pete have a tequila and a beer before every show. My ritual is really, everybody has their little things they need to do to get prepared. If I got to sing, 25 songs, I got to make sure if we put anything new that I know the words, and know what we're doing. But, everybody in our band understands that we're trying to do something that is not just some throwaway night. When people leave, we hope they've thought about their own lives and the lives of people that, they lost, and about people that are not as fortunate as all of us that are in a club that can, not be persecuted and can hang out and have fun. And the songs have different my songs have different characters, it's not me up there all the time. It's a character in a song. So, there's bank robbers singing at you. There's drug addicts. There's fathers and sons and narrators. And, so it just, you want to give people an escape.
Yeah.
Also challenge them a little bit.
Is that exhausting to do when you go through all those different phases? Are you just wiped out at the end of the night, or is it like, does it wear on you guys?
No, after show, you're fatigued a little bit, but you're also high. Like you can't sleep.
I can't imagine you just go home and turn on some Netflix and call it a night. I just don't think that would be.
What we really do on the road is I drive a lot, even a big tour bus, and after the shows are my favorite time of my entire life, almost, with the exception of, high quality family time. But everybody's loose. Everybody feels accomplished. We usually drive 2-3 hours after a show. Guys unwind, smoke a little weed, drink a little, laugh a little. Somebody DJs, and it's very festive. Wouldn't you say, Shane?
Yeah, it's great. And then you talk to fans and stuff after the show. You see how much it means to them. Yeah, like it's super communal, and then the hang continues in the bus
and at the hotel.
Yeah.
We there's a lot of shenanigans. Fortunately, the guys that I've been lucky enough to play music are not only supremely talented, they're supremely immature like me. And so it's you got to be loose and laugh at we've had breakdowns and near accidents and loss of gear, and nobody gets too bent out of shape.
I can only imagine after doing it for as long as you guys have. But you mentioned the DJ on the bus. There's 2 questions with that, and I'll let you guys go because I know I've been taking up some of your time. But who gets to decide who gets to play what music? It's a band, so everybody's got an opinion of what music you want to listen to. And do you guys also bust out instruments and just play a little bit? Or are you like, nah, we're done with the instruments, we just want to listen?
Well, we used to bust instruments out all the time. And when I'm not driving, I always do that.
So what's your...
But I've been driving a lot lately.
Yeah.
But what's a go-to then?
Yeah. Well, the DJing, our drummer Dave Cotini often does it, and
I was going to say Dave is
the main. We'll be passive aggressive with Dave, and he won't really get ridiculed on his choices till the next day.
Oh, smart.
But he's pretty damn good but he will make some huge mistakes based on how inebriated he
Little
is.
Living on the Prayer by Bon Jovi. Is that what you're saying?
Well, some metal shit that doesn't sit well with me. But then he's also really good about finding obscure, really great instrumental music that just, so I give him the highest marks and the lowest marks.
Yeah, wait, what was the Dylan song we all sang? It's not a sing-along Dylan song that we all sang at the end of the last tour. So loud.
What the fuck song was that? Was it Blowing in the Wind?
Yeah, I think it was Blowing in the Wind, which is not
it was sung like by 12.
No, I think it was A Hard Rain's
Okay.
Gonna Fall. A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. And we went through every verse.
Oh, Mickey knew it.
Yeah.
Was that? Oh, yeah. Oh, it started out, Mickey was singing it really, really quiet. I thought everyone was asleep. And then the chorus hit and 10 guys boomed. It was so fucking loud. It's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard, it's a hard.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Hey, where is this airing, or what is this we're on?
This is on I have a podcast or a YouTube channel and my website, and I post both on my website, and then it lives on YouTube, so you can see it and share it and do all the things. So that's where it is.
Awesome.
And I feature bands, authors, and then just Chicago in general. I had lots of Chicago stories, but I've interviewed, a couple hundred bands over the years and whatnot. So, and I worked at WGN for like 15 years, and I'm pretty sure I booked you on the midday show back in the day when it was on the national feed. Have you played at WGN?
Yeah, but I don't remember playing there in the middle of the day.
No?
I grew up with Sapelsa.
Did you really?
Oh, I talked to him all the time. We went to grade school together.
No shit.
Then he moved, and then we ended up at Marquette together at the same time. Then I took a job as a doorman at the Hyatt, and he came. Oh, I went to visit my wife who was going to school at St. Norbert's. I was laying in her dorm room, and 22-year-old Mark was the reporter in Green Bay.
Uh-huh.
Then he moved to Minneapolis. Then he came to Chicago when I was a doorman to interview for. He worked at Fox first,
yes,
I think.
Fox, a little NBC maybe, and then WGN or something like that. But definitely Fox, yeah.
So I
swear I had you on a midday. It was like maybe it went to 1 in the afternoon. So I don't know if you were that late, but I don't know. Did you come, or maybe I got you in there in the morning? But those would be only.
I've been on the show a couple times, I think.
Yeah, I booked a lot of bands back then, and when they were doing a lot of bands.
Who's the sound guy that works there?
Lothar? Long hair?
You got a name? Izzy or Iggy or?
Ziggy.
Ziggy.
Yeah, Ziggy. He does the sound. He does the sound, and he's been all over the world, but now he does sound primarily for the Cubs, the Blackhawks, Bears. Like I used to work with them.
Yeah. I was in the press box with him not that long ago, and then I saw him at the Springsteen show.
Oh, that sounds right.
He mixed us at Mars Williams' funeral at Metro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah, he's a
Metro shirt on right now.
There it is.
All right.
Small world. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, guys, for talking with me. I appreciate it. I apologize for hopping on here late. Where you got the album comes out, Blind and Surrounded, June 12th, and they could be available anywhere. Are you guys putting out an actual vinyl for anybody who wants to buy a little vinyl?
Yep. We don't have a delivery date on that yet. In fact, I just got the artwork a half hour ago.
Oh.
So I'm going to open it up and look at it and see what's going on.
It's like Christmas Day, huh? When you get to look at the artwork?
Well, it's in a file. I'm sure I'll change it, but at least the first draft is done.
Where could people find tour dates and all that good stuff when they want to come see?
IkeReilly.com.
Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to say that Ike has a new show on Sirius Radio. You can plug that real quick, Pops.
Yeah, it's called Lies and Apologies. It's on the Spectrum channel. I also guested on E Street Radio.
Oh.
And you can go just search Ike Reilly at Sirius Radio and you can see past episodes. The show is, broadcast from the luxurious surroundings of the Diamond City studio. And I play my favorite music and a lot of our music too. And you know, you'll hear the Pogues, Dylan, the Strokes, Etta James, you know, all.
Oh, wow.
There's no specific genre. I think their catchphrase on the spectrum is, I think it's rock music from decades ago to the present, or something like that.
It sounds like, and no knock on the station I'm about to mention, it sounds like what XRT kind of used to be back in the day, when you would hear a little bit of a lot of everything, you know, versus, you know, now it's still great and it's still one of the best stations in Chicago, but it's shrunk, you know, like the playlist sound is like a little bit now versus, but I remember hearing stories about
all I hear are the Talking Heads and Wilco.
Okay, so you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know,
one other thing I forgot to ask, but since we're back here, just really quick, what are you guys most proud of by doing this album together and having both of your names as writers on it? You're in the band together. Like, what are you guys most proud of this whole thing?
You want me to take it first?
Yeah, I have a hard time with any kind of pride. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, but I think it's hard to put out music, and it's hard to have fans show up to your shows in general. And you know, we've been playing some of these new songs. People know the words, and we're selling tickets, which is, you know, with given the current climate and AI and all that, the fact that we're bulletproof from that and able to spend time with each other and still have that communal aspect of the shows with these new songs, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah, I guess I'm grateful more than proud that I have you know, kept churning out songs that I like, and that I've been able to keep this band together, you know. And it's hard, you know, when, you know, we're not, you know, we don't have wheelbarrows of money being thrown at us. So it's, you know, we got to be selective in how we tour. And, but Shane's a much more positive person than I am. I've been told.
You did well then.
He points out that we got a lot of shit going on that's never gone on before, you know, so careers are weird. You know what I mean? I also have I have a lot of stamina, and I don't expect to ever stop doing this, and things are getting better for us, you know, from a commercial standpoint.
Well, yeah, as a fan, please don't. We need great music. We need to keep going to see shows. I think that's a huge thing right now. You know, there's a generation of kids that grew up during the pandemic that didn't quite understand the power of going to see live music and to see, you know, and singing along with a group of people to a song you all love, and having the band that wrote the song and sings the song, singing it to you back. The whole thing, it's an experience that I just was reminded this weekend of, just going to see live music. It's so important. So, and you know what? With AI in the world, it has ruined so much, but God damn it, it better not ruin music. You're right.
I don't see, you know, we got to keep the clubs and the live bands alive. The live
Absolutely.
bands alive. And we're doing our part. We're playing everywhere from hippies' basements to billionaires' islands to nightclubs. I mean, we play Joliet Prison, you know, lots of different places. So
I've just been there.
Every time you do it, people are, you know, people are moved, because there's nothing that can replicate that.
No, that's why it's so important. So I appreciate your time, and thank you for what you do as a band and giving back. You give the universe gives you the writings, and you guys come up with it, and you give it to us, and then we reciprocate it back by going to see it and experience it. So thank you for just making this world less shitty. How about that?
You got it.